And we're going to start with the most important question. How does a character's emotional arc differ from a plot arc in the novel, otherwise known as what the hell are we even talking about? And I think Red is a good one to start us off with this one.
How did I know that was going to happen? I think that you can't take any part of a book out of the book and have it work. And so everything is always integrated. So I think anything we're going to talk about today, that's the foundation thought. But the plot are all the events of the story, which may be your setting, which may be an action scene, which may be a dialogue scene between two characters. They aren't necessarily part of building the emotional arc of the character. So the emotional events or the emotional scenes are going to be part of that plot, but not the entire plot. And I think hopefully we'll talk about how those scenes interface with the plot itself, where we might put an emotional scene or how I'll shut up now because you're the moderator.
That would seem to be a gentle reminder. Hopefully we'll talk about this, unless everyone is stupid. Georgia,
Yeah.
What is it to you? What do these feelings mean to you?
Well, I mean, I feel that these feelings, I think that the emotional part of the journey for the character is what gets the reader to invest in that character's journey. I mean, you have the plot, which of course is the story, and that's like the journey itself. But I think that in order to rope in the reader, you've got to have the feelings. That's what makes the character seem real. I mean, you said in your opener that the goal is to make real people have real feelings for fake people. Well, the fake people have to have some feelings too in order to get the real people to have the real feelings. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, you're very serious. Patrice is
this morning. I'm sorry.
Patrice is a reader. What is the emotional character arc for the reader?
Well, to me, I think it's kind of twofold. So on the one hand, you want to be able to relate to the character or the characters that you're reading about. Now that can be done in a number of ways, like admiring your main character or seeing similar personality traits to the main character that you see in yourself. Or being attracted to the character that the main character is attracted to. And so you'd be thinking, wow, I would love it if someone so cool or so hot were into me in the way that they're into this person. And bonus points if the main character reminds me, like I said, of myself in some way, and it's easier for me to put myself in their shoes and connect to them, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Carson, do you believe you've done that with your work?
Of course.
Well, tell us about an emotional character arc.
No, Barbara, I'm terrible at that.
I'm sorry, I was laughing when you asked your question. Is it the same question?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I totally agree with what everyone else has said. It's these things are very interconnected, and you can use them, to drive each other. I mean, you can use your character's emotional arc to determine how you're going to tell that story, and how it unfolds. And then your plot is a device. I mean, all the elements of your plot can be used to display the emotional arc of your character. So I think those things are very connected. And if they aren't, I think the reader will lose connection with the story.
Good point. Sam, do you have anything that anyone hasn't said already?
Not too much. I like Carson, I agree with everybody. Yeah, when I was thinking about this question, thinking, plot versus emotional arc, to me, the plot just has those very concrete steps. I know my characters are going to get from point A to point B and so on. What happens in between might be, a little iffy, but the emotional arc of the characters to me is more reactive, a little bit more cyclical with the events of the story, and generally more gradual with what happens in the story. So yeah, I agree with everyone about that sort of give and take nature of the plot and the emotional arc.